people, we manage to live. That is a very difficult thing. Dharma is not easy. It is very difficult. So the Mahabharata says also. But we can follow great examples who have set the example to us in this way. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam. The truth of dharma is hidden in the cavity of the heart, in the Atma, that is in you and me. Truth of the dharma is there. So the only way for us is Mahajano Yena Gata Sapantha. Great people in society, they follow the path. We also try to follow the same path. They become our exemplars. Every society has exemplars. Krishna has said that man at the top, whatever way he behaves, people follow below in the same way. He must set a good example for the rest of the people. That's in the 3rd chapter, Krishna had said in the Gita. Now we come to the last chapter of the first book, chapter 11. That is what I called previously like a convocation address. Suppose students had come to a teacher and lived with him as a Gurukula. Teacher's wife will look after them about food and other things. Everything is free. Nobody has to pay anything because somebody donates and institution runs on like that. Students have not to pay anything. Thus, sometimes there will be 100 students in one family. So many such are mentioned in the Vedas. And a big family with big houses, such names are mentioned there. Huge houses, how many people have to live. Such families were there. They were called Gurukulas. And there people are happy, cheerful, nature is around, and then serious study, thinking, all that can be done there. That India has developed its culture a good deal through such Gurukulas. And then some other institutions where from knowledge has spread. That is like Benares. So much knowledge has spread from Benares. So also in the town near Lucknow, which has been a center of university, all the Puranas started from there. Naimisha Aranya, it is called. That is at present, and the name of the railway station is some Nimsar. That's all. Actually, is Naimisha Aranya is the name. Nimsar, they call it today. Now these are all old centers of culture. Today we have got no centers of modern culture. They are also spreading ideas in various places, like Benares University there. So also in this university, Madras University, Calcutta, all these were great centers where knowledge spread in the modern period. But culture has not spread to that extent. That is a different story. We have to add culture to knowledge to become truly civilized and cultured. So here, we just imagine number of students for 12 years they have been studying with the Guru. And then, now the education is over, so far as Gurukula is concerned. The boy has come of age. For former times, girls and boys both used to be in the Gurukula. Viragalpeja narinam maunji bandhana mishyate adhyapanam cha vedanam gayatri vajanam tatha. In one shloka you hear that in ancient times, girls also used to get Upanayana, power to recite Gayatri, study the Vedas like boys. Later on, that was abolished due to various reasons. Now, again absolute freedom has come. Girls and boys are there in all these institutions. Now the time has come for farewell. Student saying farewell to the teacher. The teacher taking that occasion just to give a little farewell advice to the students. Actually, a convocation means only that. And today most convocations have become meaningless. Nobody attends also. Formerly it was very serious and people took it seriously. So now in this you have got some great ideas that have inspired Indian culture. Say there. Vedamanochacharyo ante vasinam anushasti. Vedam anuchya. After teaching the Veda, Acharya anushasti means addresses whom? Ante vasinam, students. Having taught the Vedas, the preceptor imparts this post-instruction to the students. That is the meaning. The first word teacher tells to every student, Satyam Vada, speak the truth. That is all over the Indian literature, Mahabharata, Ramayana, everywhere. Satyam, Satyam, Satyam. Satyam is truth. And here Ramakrishna says, in this Kali Yuga, speaking truth is the greatest tapas. Through truth alone we can realize God, Ramakrishna has said. So truth is a great casualty in this age, but it is only temporary. It will come back. After all, same human being is capable of throwing it down and lifting it up also. Both capacities are there. So the first teaching, Satyam Vada. Second, Dharmam Chara, follow what is righteous, just. Don't do anything that is unrighteous, unjust. And how does it become unrighteous or unjust? When it harms others, it becomes unrighteous. Without harming others, try to achieve your purpose, there is no harm. So, Dharmam Chara. Swadhyayanma Pramadaha. Never become relaxing with respect to study, Swadhyaya. Continue Swadhyaya. Though you are going home, going to marry, settle down, don't forget Swadhyaya. Swadhyayanma Pramadaha. Pramada means want of attention. Don't fail to give attention to Swadhyaya. Swadhyayanma Pramadaha. Then Acharyaya Priyam Dhanam Ahrutya Prajatantum Ma Nivachyesihi. Whatever offering your Acharya desires, you offer him that as your dakshina, and then go dakshina. Then go home and marry, continue the genetic line. That is the next. Acharyayam Priyam Dhanam Ahrutya Prajatantum. It's a very wonderful Sanskrit word. Tantu means the thread. The thread of continuity. Prajatantu. Genetic continuity. Don't break it. Don't break it. From ancient times up to modern times, there is a continuity. In the Vedas, there must have been people who may have been our ancestors. We don't know, but there is a continuity. Prajatantum. People of Punjab, people of other areas, their most old ancestor must have been some of the Trishanku, all these names that you see here. They all come from there. So this Prajatantu, don't break the thread of continuity, genetic continuity. Prajatantum ma vivachyetsi. Then again, Satyamna Pramatidavyam. Don't deviate from the path of truth. A repetition. Satyamna Pramatidavyam. Similarly, Dharmanna Pramatidavyam. From Dharma, don't deviate. Kushalanna Pramatidavyam. What is really to your welfare, don't deviate from that. Don't become lazy, not caring for improving one's own economy, one's own life, etc. Never do so. Be active. Improve your own situation. So Kushala. What is really good for you is Kushala. Don't neglect that. Kushalanna Pramatidavyam. Bhutyaina Pramatidavyam. Prosperity, Bhuti. Don't forsake this effort to improve your prosperity. Bhutyaina Pramatidavyam. Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam na Pramatidavyam. Don't deviate from Swadhyaya and Pravachana. Learning and teaching going together. Then, so today now, when you have the literacy campaign, Sakshata campaign, a wonderful example of Pravachana. You have studied, pass on. to others. There are thousands of people that don't know how to read and write. Let me teach them how to read and write. When it becomes a people's movement, then it follows the Vedic utterance, Swadhyaya Pravajanabhyam na pramaditavyam. We are all interested to educate other people. We have it, they don't have it, I shall give them. That's my social duty. In that way, the teacher is saying, Swadhyaya Pravajanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Then, Deva Pitrakariyabhyam na pramaditavyam. Those, when you try Deva and Pitra, gods and mains, the Pitras, whatever they try to do to them, continue that kind of offering, don't break it. Deva Pitrakariyabhyam na pramaditavyam. Now comes Matru Devo Bhava. Let your mother be a god to you. God here and there. Why search? Here in front of you. God is there at home. That is the Matru Devo Bhava. Buddha often expresses this idea. You search for gods and skies here and there, try to worship them. The nearest God is there. Your own mother, father, and guest. These are all your gods here. You neglect them. What's use of that kind of God? So, Matru Devo Bhava. Pitru Devo Bhava. Father be a God unto you. Acharya Devo Bhava. Let your Acharya, teacher, be a Deva to you. Atithi Devo Bhava. When a guest comes, treat him just like a God, with all respect and reverence. So all the four, Mata, Pita, Acharya, Atithi, all the Yani Anavadhyani Karmani, Tani Sevidavyani, no Itarani. Only unblemished actions you should perform, not otherwise. Anavadhyani. Avadhyani means blemished. Anavadhya means not blemished. Actions which have no blemish, moral evil in it, such actions only you should perform, not otherwise. Tani sevidavyani, no itarani. Right. Yanyasmakam sucharitani, tani toya upasyani, no itarani. Teacher is very humble. Whatever is good in us, that you imitate and follow, not other ones. Other ones forget, ignore them. We are not perfect. It's a beautiful idea. Yasmakam sucharitani, tani toya upasyani, no itarani. Eke cha asmat yamso brahmana tesham toyasanena prashyasaravyam. Great scholars in those days, the word Brahmana means a scholar. A scholar with good qualities happens to come to you. Then you must show respect to them. Give them a seat to sit and talk with them, learn from them in that way. Tvayasanena prashyasadavyam. Shraddhaya devyam. Whatever charity you make, donation you give, do it with Shraddha, that I am doing something right, something for a good cause. That consciousness must be there. Shraddhaya deyam. Ashraddhaya adeyam. Don't do otherwise. Without Shraddha, giving has no meaning at all. Ashraddhaya adeyam. Shriya deyam. Give it with a sense of fullness, plenty, not with a withdrawing hand, putting some coin. That kind of ashriya deyam should not be. Shriya deyam. It's a beautiful idea. I may be giving only a small amount, but I can give it with a full heart, then only it becomes Shri. Or if I go on withdrawing my hand and somehow putting something, there is no Shri in it. Like one professor who gave me a donation. I don't believe in all the donation, I don't believe in all these celebrations and all that, but since you have come, I must give something. So he took a checkbook and wrote 1 rupee, one check. Tremendous. I still remember. So, Shraddhaya deyam, Shriya deyam, the Shri mentioned there. Then Hriya deyam. Hri means modesty. You are giving, but have modesty while giving. Hriya deyam. Then Bhiya deyam. Fear. What I am giving? Problem is so great, I am giving so little. That kind of feeling must be there. So, bhiyadeyam, samvidadeyam, with knowledge you must give. This is a great purpose. I appreciate it. And with that appreciation, when you give, samvidadeyam, then athayadide karma vijigitsa va vritta vijigitsa va syat. If you have any doubt during your lifetime about what work should be done in a particular situation, what conduct should be adopted in a particular situation, then what will you do? Ye tatra brahmana sammarshinaha yukta ayuktaha aluksha dharmagamasyaho yathate tatra varteran tatha tatra vartetaha. He says there must be great brahmanas, holy people near about. As they are performing their actions, their conduct, you follow them. They are a good example for you. So for actions, dharma, the best guidance is personal guidance. That person is doing well, I will do similarly. That's the idea. Books alone cannot be the best guidance. Only the character. Yad acharati shrestha tattate vetaro janaha. Third chapter Krishna said, the Gita, as the Shrestha people in society does, all others follow what they do. That is a very good idea. Here also it is said the same thing. So these ye brahmana varteran tatha tesho tatra varteran tatha tatra vartetaha. You shall follow like that. As they do, you do. Atha abhyathyadeshu. If there is somebody who has been, what you call, found fault with, abhyatyan, found fault with, how shall we deal with such a person? Same thing. What others do, yathate brahmana sammarshinaha yukta ayuktaha aluksha dharmagamasyu yathate teshu varteran tatha teshu vartetaha. Whatever they follow, you follow. In many. You try, you think for yourself, judge for yourself. When you fail to come to a conclusion, last is this, that person has done it, I follow the same. Intentions are excellent, there is no fear of any mistake. When a man of high character will never deviate from what is right and what is true. He follows a way, I follow his way. There is no harm that way. This is often mentioned here. Now, Esha Adesha. This is the teaching of the Vedas. Esha Adesha. Esha Upadesha. This is the advice. Esha Veda Upanishad. These are Veda of the Upanishad of the Veda, the essence of the Veda. Etat Anuशाsanam. This is the teaching of discipline. Anuशाsanam. What to be done, what not to be done. Anuशाsanam. Evam upasitavyam. Thus should you follow. Evam chaita upasyam. In this way alone you should follow. We are all leaving the school, leaving the Gurukula, setting up your own households, become members of society. Remember your responsibility to society. We say today, you are 18 years old, you are a citizen of free India. As a citizen, you have a responsibility. Don't forget it. You are not merely to take from the country, but to give to the country. Make it stronger and stronger by your position. In this way, the teacher's parting advice is very, very significant. In a small group, this is very impressive. Today it is huge in number, 3,000, 4,000, the impression is not there. But sometimes, when I was asked to address the Kanpur University convocation, we had Gopal Reddy was the governor, the chancellor was presiding. He didn't know much Hindi, very little. But Bengali he knew, first Telugu and Tamil. So he stood up and introduced me. Over 3,000 students are there. He started in English and they started shouting. And no stop at all. After 2 or 3 minutes, he found it impossible to continue. They turned to me, Swamiji, you don't need any introduction. You just speak, everything will be all right. So he came and sat down. Then I stood up there. It was a very difficult situation, but I spoke 2 sentences in Hindi. All quiet people became. Then all the lecture was in English. They were all perfectly quiet throughout. That is a very interesting story in Kanpur 1970. So, these convocation addresses can become troublesome, can become useful also. Some people will receive something worthwhile during that 1 hour or 2 hours. So here is the ancient 4,000 years ago. What happened? We are reading it today. A teacher giving his advice and the emphasis on moral values. Economic values comes later. Moral values come. Economic values are not neglected. You must try to improve your economic condition. Mentioned there. Samruddhi, you must try to get. But all through dharma, through truth. This must be constantly kept in view. Here is that famous convocation address of the Taittiriya Upanishad. The very beginning itself, Vedamanuccha acharyo antevasanam anushasti antevasi, the word for student. Acharya, teacher. Acharya, antevasi. So all of you come, all of them came. Then he gave this advice, bless them. They go home, they marry, they settle down. I am sure several of them will have understood this message, must have lived a very good life for centuries together. We have held up this culture only because of that. Now only we are feeling all sorts of divisive forces cracking, as it were, this organism, and that hereafter we need much more these kind of values to spread in society, to develop that unity, that harmony, that integration between human being and human being. That is very, very important. The study of the ancient convocation address will help us today to understand what we need in our country to hold us together so that all can achieve fulfillment. This is the beautiful chapter, the first book of the Taittiriya Upanishad, and next Sunday we begin a wonderful passage in the second book, and thereafter throughout the book it is high philosophy, extremely simple. You can just go step by step, and the Upanishad takes you step by step to the knowledge of the ultimate truth, Brahman. We shall take it up next Sunday when we meet here. Today we enter into the second book of Taittiriya Upanishad. There are 3 books. They are called Vallis. Shiksha Valli, Brahmananda Valli, Bhrigu Valli. These are the 3. This second Valli, which we shall study today, is Brahmananda Valli. All Ananda, bliss, comes from Brahman, that infinite reality. The subject of that infinite reality is the subject of this chapter. The next chapter continues regarding the same Brahman, saying that the whole universe has come from that Brahman. You and I, stars, galaxies, all have come from that Brahman. They exist in that Brahman. They return back to that Brahman. That will come in the last chapter. Here in this chapter, we begin with Brahman. In various sections in the first book, you are seeing, dealing with external world, some item there as a divine. In this way, we came closer and closer up to the human being, man, the Atman. There you will discover Brahman. That is the uniqueness of the human being. And therefore, the book begins with the statement, Brahmavit apnoti param. That is the great statement here. Knower of Brahman. Last Sunday we had the farewell speech of the Guru to the disciple, dealing with character, how to develop character, become good citizens, good grihasthas, helping each other, following the path of truth and righteousness. All this came in their teacher's advice. Now, in the present context, the subject is Brahmananda, the bliss of Brahman, chapter on the bliss of Brahman. Here, after you finish the Shanti mantra, which I recited just now, Sahana Vatau, or Sahana Bhinaktu, etc. Saha means together. Let the teacher and student, let them be happy, let them be fulfilled, let them be enlightened, let them love each other. That's all it means. And Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Then the study begins. Begins with the text. Om Brahmavidapnoti Param. It's a very profound utterance, and in the text itself you can feel the profundity. Tadesha Bhyukta, knower of Brahman attains the supreme. Param means supreme. Brahmavit, knower of Brahman. The knower of Brahman attains the supreme. That Brahman must be extraordinary, that by attaining which you get the supreme. By knowing a piece of stone, you don't become supreme. You don't realize the supreme. So there must be something very special about that subject. That is what is being said here. The knower of Brahman attains the supreme. Tadesha Bhyukta. In that connection is this statement in the Vedas, the Rig Veda and the Vedas. We take from there occasionally in the Upanishads. Abhyukta. It has been well said earlier in the Vedas. What is that? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. What is that Brahman, by realizing which you attain the supreme? That is the Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. These are the three characteristics of Brahman. Truth, knowledge, and infinitude. That Brahman, if you realize the highest. There is nothing higher than that. That is the subject. Dealing with the Mount Everest of experience. All other mounts are smaller and smaller. Nothing higher than Mount Everest. Here in experience, this is like Mount Everest of experience. Knower of Brahman, a Brahmajnani. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. If that is so, how can we realize it? We are simple, ordinary people, just a human being, walking about here and there, often helpless, full of fear. Can we attain that? Then comes the wonderful reply. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. That Brahman is established in you, in your own heart, in the supreme cavity of your heart, the supreme space in the heart of every individual. Yo Veda Nihitam. Nihitam means hidden. Nihitam Guhayam. Guha is Guha, a cave. Inaccessible place is called a cave. It's also very not easy to reach it, so it is compared to a Guha. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomanna. In the supreme space, the ordinary space you see here, but the supreme space inside the human being, in the very heart of it, that Brahman is hidden. That is the supremely hopeful teaching of Vedanta. That God is not far away. Here, in this very human body, the Lord is there. Yo Veda, he who knows this truth, Nihitam Veda, Yo Veda, Nihitam Guhayam, Parame Vyomanna, in the supreme space within the heart. Then what happens? So Shnute, Sarvan Kaman Saha, Brahmana Vipassiteti. He enjoys all desires. That means he becomes fulfilled along with Brahman. Brahman has no desire, he is full. He also becomes full. You become full when you realize this truth, because that itself is the fullness of being. Therefore, Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomanna So Shnute Sarvan Kaman, all desires. You won't have any further desire. Saha Brahmana Vipassiteti. Now, this is the statement of the sage who discovered the ultimate reality in the universe. Now comes the statement, from that ultimate reality the universe has come. From that ultimate reality. So the next shloka says, Tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha sambhutah. From this Brahman, and the Upanishad uses Brahman and Atman in the same sense. So here you say from this Atman, because Brahman is the Atman of all, the self of all, the self of the universe. So etasmad atmanaha, tasmadva etasmad atmanaha, from this Atman, akasha sambhutaha, space first appeared. The Atman himself is beyond space, beyond time. And the first thing to appear is space. Somewhere he can put things. Suppose Brahman wants to become many, he must be somewhere. So the first is space. In space, he appeared in diverse forms, he will say. These are all problems affecting today's astronomy. If the background material exploded, it must have been somewhere sitting. Space already was there. That question they have not taken up. It is a troublesome question. Where was that thing sitting? Because in some corner, just like today's terrorists hide a bomb in some corner and the bomb explodes. Here also, this background material, like a bomb, exploded. That's the story. But it must have been somewhere. In the case of Brahman, Brahman is everything. And it is the nature of pure consciousness. It is not a dull, dead something. And so, from this Atman, Akasha Sambhutaha, came Akasha, space, which alone can contain things. Because it is empty, therefore it can contain things. There is Akasha. Akasha cannot be divided. It is indivisible, ever pure, ever clean. You may say dirty Akasha. Akasha is not dirty. Some dirt is moving about here and it goes away. So in this way, the nearest to the Atman is the Akasha. Akashat, Atmana, Akasha Sambhutaha. From Akashat, Vayu, according to our ancient way of cosmic evolution, from Akasha came Vayu, not the air that you breathe. Vayu is prana energy. That one came out of that Akasha. Akashat Vayu, Vayu Ragni. From that came the principle of fire. Then Agni Rapaha. From Agni came water, Apa. Adbhya Prithvi. In that Prithvi, the earth also came. All other various galaxies are all not mentioned here because This is not a book on astronomy. A sample is taken. So, Prithvi appeared, the earth appeared there. In Prithivya Oshadhayaha. So many plants appeared on the earth. Then what came? Oshadibhyo Annam. These Oshadhis, they became food, matter for food, which you and I can take. Oshadibhyo Annam. Prithivya Oshadibhyo Annam. Annat Purusha. The human being came out of that Anna. That Purusha came from Anna. Here Purusha means also all the other living beings. We are concentrating on a particular subject here, not giving a detail regarding biology. So Annat Purusha. Human being also has come from that Anna. Annat Purusha. From Brahman, through various stages, ultimately through the food, the human being has come. Annat Purusha. Sava Esha Purusho Annarasamaya. This Purusha is Annarasamaya, composed of Annarasa. The rasa coming from Anna. When you digest your food, you get the essential of the food. That forms your strength. The non-essential is thrown away. That child in the intestines you will find. That is what makes you a strong human being. You grow, etc. So Annarasa Maya. You are nothing but consisting of Annarasa. That is your whole system. Annarasa Maya. Tasya edameva shiraha. Now, because it is a Purusha, a human being, the Upanishad is saying, it's a comparative way of saying, if that is so, what is the head of that Purusha? What is the left and right? What is the leg? Etc., etc. That is mentioned here in the mythological language. Tasya idameva shiraha. This is the shira, the head of the Purusha. Idameva shiraha. Ayam Dakshina Paksha. So pointing it out. This is the Dakshina Paksha, right hand, right portion. Ayam Uttara Paksha. This is the left hand. Generally, we describe all this in all Sanskrit literature as man standing face to the east. All descriptions are based on that. Look at towards the east. Then Dakshina. This is Uttara. All these will come. So Upara, nature, all these will come thereby. Dakshina Paksha. Ayam Uttara Paksha. Ayam Atma. This is the main trunk, the body. Ayam Atma. Idam Pucham Pratishtha. This is Pucha, the tail. The human being has no tail. Animals have tail, by which it is a Pucha. Human being also had a tail. They are slowly withdrawn in evolution. Now there is only just a little bit left there towards the end of the vertebral system. So that particular point where you sit, that is called Pucham. Say, Idam Pucham Pratishtha. For your sitting, that is the Pucham. Tadapyesha Shloko Bhavati. In this connection, there is this shloka, very interesting shloka. Brahman, that is the self of all. Always it is mentioned. Brahman as the self of all. Not some extra cosmic Brahman, somewhere sitting there. Not at all. Here, in yourself, in myself, in every atom, Brahman is there, hidden. We are able to discover it. That is the greatness of the human being. We can discover our origin. What a wonderful idea. That is what they are trying to do in today's astrophysics by using the various instruments that are traveling in sky. With all the various instruments in it, they capture some particular radiation, and now the latest is they have discovered the state of the universe during the first 300 years. 300 years. First 300 years how the world was. That vibration They have got millions and billions and miles away. They have got it in the way. That is far away. But what we got is what happened billions and billions of years ago, 20 billion years ago. You are catching it now. All these things are coming. A lot of what you call Puranas will come into astronomy when you enter into these details of what happened millions and millions of years ago. Our Puranas contain many such statements. Only broad ideas are presented in the Upanishads, and they are more or less in tune with current ideas. This is what we have to remember. So, Brahman, the knower of Brahman, attains the supreme. Shankara comments on this verse. Brahmavat, he says, Brahmavit, knower of Brahman. Vid means to know. Veda, Vid, Video, all these come from the same, to know. So Brahmavit, the knower of Brahman. Brahman is that whose characteristics will be stated and is called Brahman because of the etymological sense. Brihattamatva, bigness. Brihattamatva means bigness. Nothing can be bigger than that. That is the big thing. That is Brahman. That is how the word came and was used. Some word we have to use. Shankara says, neither the word Brahman nor the word Atman can exhaust the possibility of that ultimate reality. But we have to use some word. We use the word Brahman and Atman, he said. The great test. He who knows this, that Brahman, he attains Param, the absolutely highest. That's called Param, the greatest. Anything, if I get a small lottery, 5 lakhs, I got a big amount, you can say. Like that, bigger, you can go on. Any number of bigger and bigger things. Ultimately, what is the biggest, what is the highest? It is attainment of Brahman, this ultimate reality. It is supremely greatest. That very Brahman that occurs as the object of the verb with, to know, must be the highest goal. It is the highest thing as well as the highest goal. What you get is the goal of your own attainment. The 5 lakhs you get from lottery, that's not your goal. That is an instrument for a little bit of pleasure. But in this case, the goal as well as attainment become the same. So it is. Must be the highest goal as well. Since the attainment of something does not logically follow the knowledge of something else. If I know this, I attain that. Therefore, what you got here, what you got there, two different things, because one is not a goal, one is only a means. But in the case of Brahman, it is the means and the goal, means and the end. Both are the same, so far as Brahman is concerned. You get Brahman, then what will you get? Our little children will say, we will get nice sweets in the hand. You realize God will give you sweets in your hand. For children we say, for children it is all right, not grown-up people. Brahman is itself the greatest attainment, the greatest goal. It is not an instrument to get something else. I will get Brahman to get presidential election. It is foolish to think of that. Brahman is the highest. There is nothing higher than that.